because if you lose by 35 plus, 3-point deduction. You were close.
Not great.
Tommy DeVito off, and I always put the Jags logo up there because Trevor was going to play his way off, and then we thought it was in poor taste because he got knocked out by Aziz, and Mac obviously wouldn't be on there, so there it is. 7th row. Brock Purdy slips a bit, as we learned Sunday night. Doesn't do well in the cold. Kyler Murray slips as well. Bryce,
heck?
Listen, as you will see, there's a lot more slipping than there is rising on this week's mountain because of the vacancies. There just is. There's a lot of guys slipped.
One of his best games.
He did. I understand. Listen, when the calendar turns to December, the mountain gets treacherous. Very hard to climb. Very hard to get to the top. Anthony Richardson gets on the mountain. I got to tell you, you review that tape like old Dano told us to,
yeah.
Better than you think.
Yeah.
AOC, I thought he played a good second half against the team that's going to win the Super Bowl. There's row 7. Row 6, Russ moving up the mountain. CJ staying where he is. Again, I told you, I didn't think Bo Nix played great yesterday. What do you mean? What are we doing?
He just played great.
He did?
Big
he had one
win.
touchdown,
He went
2
down?
picks. His defense scored more points than he
One
threw touchdowns.
one was an accident.
Well, they're all accidents. I moved your guy Drake May up.
He deserves it.
I have all 3 rookies sitting next to each other. Well, 3 of the 4, I should say. My guy Gino has to slip because the mountain is cold but fair. 5th row, Jalen Hurts slips. Again, I'm an Eagles guy.
Why would
But
he
11
slip?
of 19, 110 yards. Saquon's doing the
my
work.
God.
Tua, we know about him in the cold.
Yeah.
Give me a break. It's December, and we saw it again on full display last week. Justin Herbert, I got to tell you, his stat line this year is baffling.
Yes.
He has 13 touchdowns in 12 games. That's not that good. He's 1 interception.
Yeah.
It's December.
Winning games.
Yeah, but this week it was, they were trying fake punts. They tried everything they could to lose that game. Kirk Cousins was like, not on my watch. By the way, found out the Bill Simmons 36-mile-per-hour stat, fake news.
Okay.
That's why I kept attributing it to him because I thought it might be. Sam Darnold stay where it is, and Jaden moves up. Get fair is fair. He's moved up, he's moved down. Finally, it seems like his ribs are healed a bit. Now, in the cold, maybe he needs a little more padding. I don't know that he has it, but still, he moves up. Row 4, Brew. We'll get to your guy in a moment. Jared Goff slips a tiny bit. Not a great Thanksgiving performance, not a brutal one, but again, as you'll see, the top 3 rows, people had slip. My guy Bake Show made some clutch plays late, also got hurt, came back in maybe a play too early, because right when he came back in, pick right to the other team immediately. They escaped against Carolina. Matt Stafford stays where he is. Brew's guy, what's his name, Brew?
J-Lo.
Jordan Love.
Not J-No. J-Lo.
Jordan Love, 3 straight good games from Jordan Love. He moves up. And here is why we have so much more red than green. Because this time of year, the top 3 rows of the mountain need to be reserved for the true, undeniably great quarterbacks. And we don't have 6 of them right now. We do have a few of them, though. 2 of them are in row 2. Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. Lamar did not move down despite the loss. I didn't think Lamar played great, but he obviously is one of the very best quarterbacks in the league. Joe Burrow played great, but they lost. He also had a few turnovers, so he drops just a bit. But there is no quarterback beneath them that deserves to be considered of the same tier or row as those 2 guys. Which brings us to the top of the mountain. And America, this is the best I can do. As first things first, Bills guy. Josh Allen is not atop the mountain. However, he does have row 2 all to himself. There is nobody on his level this year. However, he cannot be atop the mountain because Patrick Mahomes is, and here's the thing. I'm not here arguing that Patrick Mahomes is the league MVP. I wouldn't do that. What I am here arguing is the guy that Vegas says is the runaway league MVP has 20 touchdowns, Mahomes has 19. He has 300 fewer yards than Patrick Mahomes and a much lower passing completion percentage. Now, he does have 1 more, I guess, receiving touchdown, but oddly, fewer receptions because Mahomes has caught a pass this year and Josh Allen didn't get credit for that one. That, Greg Jennings, is the...
That is the worst Mahomes Mountain I've ever seen in my entire life. This is so bad for so many different reasons that I don't even know if I'm going to be able to, I might even be able to get it all out, man. I don't even know where to start. The fact that you have all these other players moving down, even when they won, even when they played good. You have Mahomes, who hasn't even been playing good, and he doesn't move down. You have Josh Allen, who balled out in a snowstorm, who was an absolute beast, who's barreling through players, who's diving into the end zone, who's still throwing beautiful passes in a blizzard, and he doesn't even move up. You're right, no one is on Josh Allen's level because Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL, and it's not close at this point. It's not even close. You move Jalen Hurts down, that makes no sense. That offense is humming largely because of Jalen Hurts. Okay, his box score didn't jump out, but he is a huge reason why Saquon Barkley is getting the results. Again, Tony Romo pointed it out himself in the broadcast, saying this big run is because of Jalen Hurts' ability to keep the ball and pick up a first down, which he did earlier in that drive, after throwing a beautiful pass to Dallas Goedert to convert the third down. So watch the game. Stop just using these nonsense stats. When Patrick Mahomes has a pedestrian box score, when he throws, the ball 19 times, 22 times, it's amazing. Did you see what Patrick Mahomes was able to do? He stepped up at the right moment, at the right time, picked up the first down with his legs when the Chiefs needed it. But with Jalen Hurts, he just moves down, 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 down. Below Baker Mayfield? What? On the same level as Tua or Sam Darnold? Down. And again, I'm high on those players as well, but come on, man. That's insane. Insane. And again, we're talking about not just overall career-wise. It's a rich tapestry. And again, you're going to have Bo Nix down there right now? Really? Really? Well, we know that Nick is all about about Patrick Mahomes and him playing so strategic in his fourth quarter stats. We saw that graphic about Mahomes. Look at that. And Nick Wright earlier in this episode said that 102.3 passer rating. That's excellent. Completion percentage 68.5. Total touchdowns 6, turnovers 1. In the fourth quarter, because that's when it matters. That's when it matters. Uh-oh. Little old Bo Nix, who he does not think is good, who he does not think is a franchise quarterback. Higher completion percentage. Same touchdown to interception ratio. And a better passer rating. Bo Nix has 2 game-winning drives this season, by the way. And is the first rookie of all time to be 6-0 when favored. You want to say he didn't play good. In that final drive in the fourth quarter, he was 4 for 5 with 58 yards and led them to a field goal to win the game, to take the lead. I'm not telling you that it was the greatest game ever, but if we're going to be playing this game where we're kind of, picking and choosing when we want to do the whole stats things, well, there you go. Bo Nix is I guess, better than Patrick Mahomes. Don't compare Patrick Mahomes to Bo Nix. I'm not even responding to those nonsense comments anymore because it's just that. It's just nonsense. Patrick Mahomes has won Super Bowls. Yeah, I know. I understand. I have eyes. I've watched football before. This isn't my first day on planet Earth. Just wild. This is embarrassing. This is next level bad, and I know Greg Jennings is going to get into him, and same thing with Brew. He's got it.
Latest edition of Mahomes Mountain.
Not bad.
Well, yeah, it is pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
Why is it bad?
It's pretty bad because I'm just gonna say what everybody knows is true.
Oh, what you said last year?
Josh Allen is the best quarterback in football.
You said this last year, and then you apologized and said you'll never say it again.
Yep. Well,
Now you're saying it again.
Well, Josh Allen deserves to be on top of the mountain
Okay, well that's a different thing.
because he's the best
keep
quarterback
calling
in
Allen
football.
Wow.
Yeah, you're trying
Yeah.
to make your own segment.
Yeah.
But
Look, when you start talking about the numbers, and when we compare these two, because that's what we have to do. It's a two-man race because it seems to me that
I guarantee you
Patrick Mahomes is never going to slip on his own mountain.
What?
And so that's why it has to be Allen's Alpine. because he knows how to climb his alpines better than Mahomes. Look at these numbers. Like
Where's yards?
Yeah.
I see touchdown percentage.
Well, the reason why
Like a
yards isn't
vintage
on there,
stat.
because we move so swiftly and quickly. You mentioned the yards. No need for me to put them up there. So I put
Where's
the things that you-
completion percentage?
You mentioned that. No
I
need for
also
me to put it
mentioned
on
the
there.
touchdowns.
No.
They are still up
Yeah,
there.
we didn't move that fast. So we put all these.
Nick is saying this. Why didn't Nick mention the interceptions when he said, Josh Allen has 20 touchdowns and Patrick Mahomes has 19? Why didn't he mention the interceptions?
Up
Exactly.
here. Josh Allen this year has just been very Josh Allen-ness. And yesterday I said he was Mahomesian. And
Yeah.
he's been. I take that back.
Exactly.
No,
of course you do.
I take that back because Josh Allen has been in a league of his own. He's been the best quarterback in football. He should be atop the mountain. When you look at Purdy, you knocked him for having a bad game in that blizzard. He can't play in the cold. Well, what did Josh Allen do? Just go for 13 of 17, only 4 incompletions, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 passing, like 140-something rating. Like he did everything that you want to see a quarterback do in bad weather, where we see quarterbacks in great weather can't perform that well. He's been doing it all
He can
season.
play well in bad weather. He was the Buffalo Bills quarterback. It was a home game for them.
So now it's because he has the home field advantage.
No,
that he plays
it's that I'm not. If you play for the Red Sox and you're great, you're supposed to be great at hitting it off the green monster. If you play for the Bills, you're supposed to be great at playing in the cold.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
What he had
what we've seen this
passing
year,
yards?
the rich tapestry of this mountain. Patrick Mahomes does not deserve to be atop the mountain.
Fair.
Josh Allen should be atop.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I have your argument correct.
And bring the board if you want to. And put me on the board.
Challenge.
Well, no one's
We did
ready-
that
no one's ready
last
to do
year.
it.
I don't care.
But
Wow.
you did last year.
Yeah, that was
You
last
did.
year. That was
Headshot for Greg or
And
no?
Say it again.
We have a head, we're not ready for that, are we?
I mean, no, we had to. He got. You know what happened last year? Greg got one of these.
Yeah.
The old elimination buttons. Let me see if we have a Greg headshot in.
See if we have one. No, we have a brew.
Just had.
All right, that's a good segue because I don't agree with everything Greg just said, but I agree with this. The mountain this week, Nick, come on. It's just not good. And you had a nice run of objectivity and unbiasedness going. I kept complimenting you. I was stunned. But I'm going to get to Purdy. I'm going to address Lamar should be up there with Josh Allen. In a quote-unquote bad game. Hold on. Hear me out. In a quote-unquote bad game just this week, he had a 378 total yards, right?
Are you doing?
He had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a passer rating of 101.3.
Okay, guys, can we stop at this? I defended Lamar. I absolutely defended Lamar, but we have to be consistent here because Brew always calls out Dak Prescott for getting garbage time stats and stuff like that. And Lamar, before that final drive, was 19 for 30, 206 yards, 1 touchdown, okay? 3 sacks for 31 yards, and a 94 rating. So let's just settle down with that. And also, if you actually watch the film, you can see that Lamar Jackson missed like 3 or 4, like had some really bad moments. Missed check down to Derrick Henry, bad throw to Flowers, likely. Like so no. Again, stop just using these bottom line stats. And again, before any Lamar Jackson Baltimore Ravens fans come at me, go watch my clips breaking down that video. I absolutely defended him and defended Lamar Jackson all season. All season, Lamar Jackson is a top quarterback, but I'm only saying what I just said right there to call out Brew in that moment because Brew constantly calls out, when we talk about Dak Prescott and his stats, and so we got to be consistent in that regard. Got to be consistent.
Which Patrick Mahomes has equaled only 3 times this year,
So
and
wait,
yet he's
are
atop
you
the
doing
mountain.
Lamar? Or are you doing
Lamar,
what the thing says?
the whole thing was so bad, I had to address a few things. Lamar should be up. Tua, move him. Enough of the Matt Stafford love. All right, move Matthew
moving
Stafford
Tua
down.
up after this last game?
Yeah, he at least got 15 touchdowns, 4 picks this season. His numbers are way better than Stafford. Now let me get to Purdy. The last line of the mountain? Are you
He's
kidding?
still on
The
it.
same line as Cooper Rush and
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson?
Exactly.
He's got a better passer rating than everybody on the tier above him except Russell Wilson, and throw in Stafford and Patrick Mahomes. He's got a better passer rating than all of them. His weapons have been depleted all season long.
95 yards, bro.
He had a bad game, but this is a season. It's a tapestry.
The only
Unbelievable.
statistical defense of Purdy.
It's a legitimate statistic.
Is passer rating. And I would present you with
His
this evidence.
touchdown to interception
I would
ratio
present
ain't
you
that
with
bad
this
either.
evidence that Kyle Shanahan is a steroid for your passer rating. The evidence would be this. Trey Lance, as a rookie, a 97 rating,
How many
higher
games
than
was that?
Brock's this year. Jimmy Garoppolo, his career as a Niner, a 99 rating, higher than Brock's
What
this
is
Okay.
Purdy's for a career? His
this
career is
year,
like in the hundreds.
you were talking about Purdy's rating this year, so let's talk about it. Purdy this year is what, 94?
Unbelievable.
Jimmy, 3 seasons with Kyle had a passer
With
rating.
all of the Avengers, when they actually were Avengers.
Except
when Debo actually was an Avenger.
Except
because he ain't now.
In 2019, when they didn't have Christian McCaffrey, obviously, they didn't have Brandon Ayuk, and Jimmy Garoppolo
when he turned
had a
their team around.
102 rating.
Because he turned the team around.
Yeah, so
Garoppolo played good football
So
then.
the only argument for Purdy,
If his
the
body
only
hadn't
argument
betrayed him,
is his passer rating.
that's the
And
only argument.
This
He's
year,
not throwing good passes this year.
No, the only argument, again, show me the mountain. The only argument that he deserves to be considered playing better than Kyler, or that he deserves to be on the same level as C.J. Stroud.
Or Drake May, or Geno Smith.
I think Geno's played
or
well.
Caleb, who's lost how many straight?
You
6
just said
straight games?
Caleb can
He
get back
is,
to
because
the
I'm
year
judging
race.
him on the rookie curve.
Yeah.
He's lost 6 straight games. You talk about Avengers? He had such Avengers, you thought they were going to get to the Super Bowl.
Despite those 6 straight losses, Caleb has 1 more total loss than Brock Purdy, whose team is 5-7 with acting as if they have no
with wonderful weapons Caleb's got. Like I said, so great you thought they were going to reach the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Let's just look at PFF's rankings then, okay? And we can see Brock Purdy right up there, okay? At a 79 rating, okay? And again, obviously PFF isn't perfect, but they keep kind of pretending that there's like no argument for Brock Purdy to being up there. I mean, again, we see that he's got a 79 rating. Well, Patrick Mahomes got an 85 rating. Okay, I mean, I don't know in what world are you gonna put Brock Purdy on the same level as Bryce, Jameis, Cooper Rush, Aiden O'Connell, Anthony Richardson. You're gonna put him below right now Drake May, Caleb, Geno. I mean that's absurd. Below Baker Mayfield, it's just right. He's bottom of the mountain. I mean that's just insanity. I've already made multiple Brock Purdy videos over the last couple of days, and so that's why I'm not going to go on like a whole crazy long rant because I've already done it. I don't feel like repeating myself again and again and again. But that's just absurd. It is. It's absolute insanity.
Listen, I was wrong about the Bears. Luckily,
Just
I'm been
crazy
dead right about
bias
Brock
against
Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
Oh, look,
Crazy
so much about
bias.
Brock Purdy as much anymore, do we, Greg?
No, Greg's
Go
rolling
ahead.
with it.
I'm ready to debut my latest catchphrase. I've had a few, and they've caught on like wildfire. That one's not mine. Catching on like wildfire. That's someone else's. First one, defense wins championships. Took off. Second one, iron sharpens iron. Took off. What do you think about this one? Achilles heel. If it's something that's not necessarily your Achilles heel, I can say like, oh, like for Jameis, throwing pick sixes is his Achilles heel. And you'll be like, huh? He had an Achilles injury in the game? No. I'm just saying it is something that haunts you and really limits your potential. Think about it. 2 guys, I'm going to go off the mountain.
I think that's going to catch
Kirk
on,
Cousins, they both have Achilles injuries, but Rodgers, we thought Kirk had it ready to rock. And I saw Chase Daniel say that he was, not comfortable. You guys all made fun of me and ripped me, and next thing you know, he's swag surfing. You're like, wow, you're an idiot, this and that. Well, last 3 games for Kirk, 6 interceptions, 4 fumbles. Troy didn't even put it on there because he felt too bad. Passer rating 59, and Falcons scoring 12 points a game. They've lost 3 in a row. They're still tied now with the Bucs. Here's the thing. Now you're going up against Rich Tapestry, a little bit of forward thinking. In Minnesota, Kirk's homecoming game in Minnesota. Greg, I will use your Minnesota knowledge here. I think this is going to be a rough reception for Kirk. Do you agree?
From the crowd?
Yeah.
No.
No, they like it. And they're Minnesota nice.
Yeah,
it's going to be a rough reception from Brian
I didn't
Flores'
think about the
defense.
Minnesota nice.
Yeah,
They
they're
love
not
it.
mean to anyone. You kidding me?
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Can I listen?
People from
I would
Minnesota are
like
nice.
to I would like to give you credit and also piece of advice. So in addition to coming up with those great catchphrases,
Yeah.
you also have a side job.
Which is
You're
what?
the editor of a couple publications.
Yeah,
One is Hobble Watch.
yeah.
I think that's going swimmingly.
It's been
Subscriptions
going
have to
great.
be skyrocketing, thanks to you being on Hobble Watch, calling Giannis,
Yeah.
that coming,
Rodgers.
saying Rodgers,
And
Kirk
early in
Cousins.
the year, yeah.
You got a little high on your own supply. I didn't come up with that. I think Biggie did.
Joe Burrow.
Troy.
About fact check that, and said you want to do a spinoff and start wristwatch.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
That one hasn't worked out quite as well. It's 30 touchdowns, 5 picks, leads.
Okay, you pretty much said that Joe Burrow has such a unique injury that no one has ever recovered from, and said that you didn't think that, that there's a real serious issue that you don't think he'll ever be the same. That's what Nick Wright said, and Wilds agreed. So he's not the right messenger for this. And ironically, for Thanksgiving, I reviewed the Mountain going into this season, and they were saying, oh, there's some concerns about Joe Burrow and wristwatch and all that. And it was me who stood firm and said, no, stop it. He's going to make a full recovery and be fine. And he made a full recovery and was completely fine. But those are just my thoughts on Allen's Alpine. What do you guys all think? Who do you got in this absurd mountain? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.